Hey guys, so today is going to be a video all about my getting ready for an event. So every time I get ready for an event or I do makeup for going out where other YouTubers, people are going to be seeing me, flash photography, etc. I have a very specific way that I do my makeup. It's maybe something that you've seen a little bit of before, but for this specific trip that I just went on, I went to New York for the Shorty Awards and IMATs. Did my makeup one way and one way only the entire time I was there. I love the way that it turned out. It was so smoky. I did like a super smoky lower lash line. I'm going to also show you guys how I did my hair for that trip. I've done a hair tutorial like this in the past, sort of, but I've changed up the technique a little bit with a lot straighter ends. Before I did a more like mermaidy look. I'm not really into that as much. I got my hair cut a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about everything. We're going to do the full face of makeup that I did for the Shorty Awards and IMATs from these images that you guys can see here up on the screen. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Also make sure you guys follow me on all my other social media stuff. So Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I always update and let you guys know if something's up. I shared some fun pictures on Instagram this last weekend when I was gone. So definitely follow if you guys like to see more cool lifestyle-y stuff outside of YouTube. I show outfits, OOTD style stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Briogeo reached out to me a couple of months ago and they asked me if I wanted to try out their Scalp Revival line. And I was like, you bet your bottom I do. If you guys don't know who Briogeo is, they are a hair care line and they are sold at Sephora. They're so good. I've been using their Don't Despair Repair hair mask for the last year or so. It really helps to make my hair feel super hydrated and soft and silky. So they asked me if I wanted to try out their new Scalp Revival conditioner specifically, and I was like, yes, I do. Now this isn't something that I particularly would use every single day on my hair. I would use it a couple to a few times a week just to really detoxify and clean my scalp. So the shampoo portion, it is the charcoal and coconut oil micro-exfoliating shampoo. So it's got like a grittiness to it, and when you wash your hair, you can feel it exfoliating your scalp. Now, scalp is one area that I find, I mean, why would I ever exfoliate it? I mean, other than like scrubbing your head when you shower. But for me, I have really dry, flaky scalp. I know, disgusting, hideous. I know, I can't help it. It just is what it is. It's been so itchy recently. So this is insanely satisfying to feeling this on your scalp. So it exfoliates as you're basically shampooing your hair, and it lathers, which I like because I hate a shampoo that doesn't lather. It really is so minty. The smell of this, I gotta tell you, is so good. It smells almost like an Andes mint or something. It's very minty. This makes your scalp feel super soothed and cooled. It's got a really nice cooling sensation to it. You know when you like pop a piece of gum in your mouth and when air hits your mouth, it's like super cold? That's what this makes your scalp feel like, but in the most refreshing way. I want to feel awake because a lot of times I'm real sleepy. After I wash my hair with the Scalp Revival shampoo, then I move over to the Scalp Revival conditioner. This to me is so nice. It does the exact same thing. It's not exfoliating, but it has a nice slippy texture to it. It's not like insanely slippy, but it does make my hair feel really nicely conditioned, and the cooling sensation in it is absolutely, like, you just have to try it to know what I'm talking about. So the conditioner, I'm reading on Sephora right here, and it claims that it soothes itchy, flaky scalp with an instant cooling sensation. Have to agree, it's like a piece of gum for your head. Detoxifies and removes buildup from the scalp, hydrates the scalp and hair with lightweight formula. Now, what I found after using this is that my hair, it almost feels like maybe it removed the gunk to a point where my hair feels almost like extra bodyful, formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. It's also cruelty-free, vegan, 97% naturally derived, and does not contain silicone, artificial colors, DEA, or gluten. So I've been using this. It makes my hair feel really good. I love the way it makes me feel woken up. It's just like, honestly, a minty boost of freshness to your scalp, and I'm really enjoying it. So if you guys want to try it, you guys can click the link in the description of this video and use code Christy. You guys can save 15% off of your order with Briogeo. I am so excited that they wanted to work with me. I've been using the Don't Despair Repair hair mask for a long time now, and it's really cool when a brand wants to work with you that you also have purchased and loved in the past. So thank you so much, Briogeo, for sponsoring this portion of the video. And now I'm going to go on to the makeup step, and I'm going to show you guys how I did my makeup for all of these events, and it's gonna be good. So I've got 2 bags, things that I travel with when I go on any trips, vacations. I can't reduce it down past 2 of these bags. It's honestly excessive and ridiculous, and I shouldn't be using this many products, but alas, I do, and stop yelling at me. I tried some new products on this trip. One that I'm going to be using in this video, but that I want to do a standalone review on, I'm not 100% sure, and that is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I was unable to get the concealer. They didn't have it at the store near me. So far, I feel like it's very similar to L'Oreal Pro Glow. It is the glowiest foundation. Right when you put it on, stunning. I did feel maybe it doesn't last as long as I wish it would. I wore it to IMATS on Saturday when I was there, and I feel like my makeup looked really beautiful. I also wore it the night before that. I'm trying to test it out. It was so hot at IMATS. Oh my God, I was like sweating profusely, and this didn't hold up all that well through sweat. When I'm putting it on, we'll talk more about that. I feel like the mark of a good product is when somebody who tests a lot of makeup, i.e. me, takes something traveling with them. That's when you know that it's good enough. You feel like this has stood the test of time. It's going to be a good product that you can rely on. It's something that out of everything you've tried, you feel like can come with you to another part of the world, and that you want to have that with you so badly that you picked it over something else. That's the way I feel about traveling. Maybe I put a little too much stock into it, don't I? I start off with moisturizing my face, and I talked to you guys about this in my empties video, and I did go repurchase it like I said I would. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge, and this is the new 72-hour auto replenishing hydrator. They said that it's changed, so before it was like 48 hours or something like that, and now it's 72. I don't really notice much of a difference other than this one feels a little more, I hate to say silicone-y because that's not really what I want to describe it as, but I gotta say I've been really liking it. And this is just a little side note, so I'm still using the Bioclarity Cleanser. You guys know I did that sponsored video with Bioclarity. This is not sponsored at all by Bioclarity, so they introduced me to the products through that sponsored video, and I love the cleanser so much. I like the moisturizers and things like that too, but I find myself just lately, this last week at least, what I brought with me was my Clarasonic, my Bioclarity Cleanser, and the Clinique Moisture Surge, the 72-hour. And I started to get a zit right here, and then I started to get one, where was it? It was like up here or something. You guys, with the Clarasonic, I get every inch of makeup out of my pores. Then I use the Clinique Moisture Surge over the top of that. The next morning I woke up, every single pimple was gone. None of them came to the surface. It like cleared the gunk away from them, and my skin just was happy. My skin has literally never been better than right now. I feel like it's good. This is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the color Fair 5. So this is what I've been using to prime my eyelids. Tonight is my dad's birthday dinner. That's what I'm getting ready for. I've been using a brush, but when I was gone, I just kind of used this. This is the Flower Beauty sponge. I went and bought another one because I love it so much. My other one got so gunky and old that I felt like I just needed to replace it, but love it so much. I missed you, my baby. That love is real. So I have been using my Zoeva 317 wing liner brush. It just looks like this. I don't use it for wing liner though. And for brows, what I used the entire time I was gone was the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Brow Palette. And I was using this shade here with this shade as a base. These are like a waxy product on the bottom here, and then these are all powders. So I start off with that bottom waxy shade because it's like a lighter color. If I go in with the darker colors, I feel like my brow just gets a little too intense too fast. And I have been kind of just drawing along the bottom of my brow, but I am pointing them more downwards on the outer portion. I used to go straight out, but I feel like it kind of makes me look like a bitch, which that's probably true. I met so many of you guys at IMATS, and it was so cool to actually meet you guys in person. The #1 comment I got was, "Oh my God, you're short," and I knew it. I already knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. Also got the comment a lot, which made me feel really good. I don't know, maybe this is kind of a weird comment, but this was like the #1 comment I got from people. "You look so much better in person." And I was like, thank you. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing. That means I look like shit online or what, but that comment made me feel kind of good. I kind of angle my brows downwards now, which is something I haven't been doing for a really long time. And then I'm gonna go in with that upper powder shade that I showed you guys before. And I'm putting a little bit of that on the brush. And then I've been kind of like going over the tail end first. So I get my brows tail looking pretty serious. And then I really taper it towards the front of the brow. And then do little brow strokes, really gentle ones. You can see it just adds like a hair texture without looking too fakey. So this was the only eyeshadow palette I used this weekend. I did bring my Jaclyn Hill palette, but I didn't end up using it at all. I just used the ABH Soft Glam, and I love the way that all the looks turned out. Of course, they were all neutral, but that's what I do when I go to events. This is the exact eye look I used all weekend. I started off with Burnt Orange. I'm just taking that on a fluffy blending brush and running that throughout my crease all the way down here. Yeah, I did my eyes first when I was gone because I did not want to screw up my foundation at all. I never knew how things were gonna go. So just start off with that color, and then I go into this next one, which is Sienna. I'm just bringing that a little further down into the crease, really just darkening up all this area because we're gonna cut it out with a cut crease type of mid, what is it called, like a halo eye? Then I went in with the shade Rustic. I'm just kind of using these 4 bottom matte shades here. This is a really good palette to travel with though, if you like neutrals. Same brush, and I'm just really kind of just deepening up and adding all these shades so that it's, I don't know, it's not like that hard. This is pretty simple. Just going in here and really building these shades up. I love the shade Rustic. It's probably my favorite in this whole palette. I do have a standalone video on this palette, which is, I'll link it right here if you guys haven't seen that yet. I'm not like winging this out or anything, kind of keeping it more of a rounded eye look. And then, shockingly, Cypress Umber. Just one after the other. Each color does matter though, it changes the whole look of it. And it doesn't matter how messy this is really on this eyelid area because, again, we're gonna be cutting it out with concealer. This type of eye look looks so messy until the very end. Like the very end. All right, and this is the brush that everyone was asking me about. Ever since I used this brush, it's honestly such a good brush. This is the Makeup Addiction Precise Blender. And this is sold, I believe, only in a set. I don't think you can buy this individually, but if you can, I will link it below. If you can only buy it in the set, I'll also link it below. I'm gonna go in with the shades Cypress Umber and Rustic mixed just kind of on this little brush, and I'm patting it on the outer portions of my mobile lid. Mobile lid being this down here-y guy. On the inner and outer. Leaving the center open because this whole part we're gonna put concealer on anyway, so you don't need to waste eyeshadow. Taking my same little brush that I've been using recently for cutting creases, this is the Bioclarity Pro Flat Shader Brush. Looks like this. I'm going in with that Fair 5 shade from Colourpop, just cutting out a center halo eye. Just go a little above my crease so that you can see it when my eye is open. And then I pat out the edges so that it's a nice seamless edge right here. Don't worry, we're gonna go over it with shadow later, but it really just helps to diffuse that concealer so that there's not like a choppy edge. Then I took the shades Rustic and Sienna, a little bit lighter, and just sort of tap them over the edges so that it blends in. I'll go over this again after I do the shimmer, but I just kind of put this initial base layer down. Then just like when I was in Vegas, this is the look that I did. I took the Top Yacht Chrome Paint from Tarte, which is this super gorgeous guy here. And I take that on my ring finger and then I just pat it over the very center. This look is similar to that in a lot of ways. That really brightens it up, and then I take Rustic and Sienna again and pat it over the edges again, just to really blend everything in together. And this is where things are very similar to the look I did in Vegas. But then I take the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy Glitter and run like the tiniest little line of it at the top of this guy here. Just just like a tiny little peak of glitter. And that is the top of the eyes done. Now I'm gonna throw on a pair of lashes and we're gonna move on to the rest of the face because the lower lash line I did like super smoky and oh, that was so much. For lashes, you may be surprised to hear I'm not wearing Cocoa Lashes Risque. I know. I was shocked too. But I always wear the same lashes and you know, I was ready for a change, but I changed it back to something I've actually worn before too, so. These are the Cocoa Lashes in the style Demi G, and I love these so much. I had so many questions when I was out and about, people being like, what are those fucking lashes? And I'm like, bitch, it's Demi G. They're so pretty. They're such beautiful lashes. They're a little more dramatic than Risque, and a lot of people don't love Risque, which I don't understand, but I also kind of understand. While those are getting tacky, I'm gonna use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Gel Liner, and I'm going to just put that all over my waterline, upper and lower. Kind of just close my eyes and run it along the inside. I'm gonna pop these lashes on real quick. If you guys want a tutorial on how to apply false lashes, I'll put it up here. I'm just gonna throw these on off camera real quick and we'll be right back to move on to the rest of the face and eyes. And these are the eyes with the lashes on. I love them so much. These lashes are gorgeous. They just are really dramatic, but also fluffy and sexy and spiky. I just love them. So I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion today because I wanna show you guys what this looks like. It is really dewy. It's a beautiful foundation though, I must admit. This one has a really yellow base to it. This is the color Nude L3. But look at this coverage. It is like, it covers all of the redness. It's got like a very sticky almost feel to it. It doesn't go on the same as like the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir, which I love. That's the foundation I wore to the Shorty Awards. I knew it would hold up well overnight and it did. It held up much better than this one. This one is a lot closer to the L'Oreal Pro Glow, but this one is thicker, I feel. Yeah, it's definitely a thicker foundation, but it's a lot more like that in the way that it's like so dewy. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, it's so pretty. Color match wise, I definitely have to bring this really far down my neck. I know that I don't color match myself perfectly, but that's because I don't care. But look at this finish. Like you can see it's so radiant. The texture of this foundation feels a little similar to me like the IT Cosmetics CC cream in the way that it's like thick, but it's not cakey or heavy. This to me is a nice thick consistency, yet it doesn't feel like I'm covered in foundation or anything. It kind of just feels like I'm using a thick moisturizer or something. I don't know. But when I did wear this all day at IMATS and the night before, whereas it looks like super stunning when you first put it on, it definitely starts to break down after I'd say like the 6-hour mark. I found that I was getting pretty oily and it was starting to slide around on my nose specifically. It was something I could just kind of pat out again because it was so dewy. That's just something to keep in mind. The concealer I used when I was on my trip was the it's kind of weird, but it was the Kylie concealer and I was mixing it with the Colourpop. So I'm using the shade Light 16 from Colourpop, and I just put down a little bit of that here so it's a little lighter on the front area of my face. And then I was mixing Kylie over the top of it, and this is the shade Ivory. I like the Kylie concealer a lot because it stays really dewy. I did a full review of Kylie versus Colourpop concealer. I'll link it up here if you guys want to see how they perform, but they perform well together and separately. I feel like they're very similar. The Kylie one has more of a dewy finish. And I just blend it in with the Flower Beauty sponge. It just blends so beautifully over that foundation. Ugh. And then I was also, just to really perfect my face because I have like excessive redness down here. Talk about this 1,000 times. I put some of the Kylie concealer down here just to really add some more coverage. Skin looks flawless, you guys. This foundation is so beautiful. I love Flower Beauty. This is the Flower Beauty sponge. I think that they're just such a good brand. You can get them at Walmart. It's Drew Barrymore's brand, if you guys did not know. I then take Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just going in with a little bit of it on the tip of the sponge and making sure everything is nice and crease free. And I'm setting my under eyes. That's pretty much the main area of my face that I set now. With this Flower Beauty, I think it's best to set areas like this. This is the area that really started to move around after like the 6-hour mark. So for contour, bronzer, I was using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro contour palette, and I use these 2 shades here mostly. This is the brush that I was using on my trip. This is the BH Studio Pro number 2 brush. And yes, this is a sticky base, but I don't find that I had a hard time blending out my contour or anything on top of it. For highlight, I am using my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlighter. It's just so good. And this is my BH 140 brush. This highlighter photographs so beautifully. It's just so nice. I really love it. It's pretty much all I've been wearing since I got it. I like to bring mine on the apples of my cheeks a bit. And because the foundation under it is a little bit tacky, I find it sticks a lot better. Now I'm gonna finish off the eyes. So what I was doing is taking Rustic and Cypress Umber, and on that same precise blender brush, that little guy that I'm literally in love with, tap off a lot of the excess and then run it underneath your eyes really heavily up into that. This is the spot where the under lash line gets really smoky. I also was using a lot of black on my lower lash line. That's something that I don't typically do. Those are those 2 shades, and then I take the color Noir from the bottom here, the very tip of this brush right in there, tap off the excess, and then run it right up by the lashes. Just makes it so smoky and pretty. And to finish off the eyes, I'm just doing a coat of mascara on the lower lashes. I'm going to be using the Butter London Double Decker Mascara. And that is the eyes done. Now the only step left is to do the lips, and I will show you guys what my lip combo was. So my lip combo has not changed. You guys know, if you have followed me for any length of time, my lip combo is the most extra shit in the entire world because I use 5 lip products. So I start off with the NYX Mauve Lip Liner. All right, then I go in with Beige Babe by Maybelline. I know you guys know this step already. That gives me severe butthole lips, which is why I go in with Wet n Wild Mochalicious. Not all the way to the outside, but just in the center, to remove the buttholiness. Then I'm going in with the Tarteist Lip Paint in the color Hella. Because this is gloss and it's pigmented, so it just adds like a really pretty nude sheen. And then the final lip product, which is the Colourpop and Laura Lee collaboration Wham! On the outside. The prettiest lip combo. You need every step. You need 5 lip products. And this is the full face finished. This is my Glam event makeup. Now let's move on to hair. So for hair, I don't put any product in beforehand. Well, at least I didn't this last weekend, but I did wash my hair with the Briogeo stuff before. And now I'm going to move on to styling. So this is, I think, a 3/4 inch maybe ½ inch. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe any of you hairstyle people can tell me. This is a Conair. It's like, it's this guy. I mean, it has one of these, but I use it like a wand. So I always part my hair. It's like the center's here. I don't part it like a deep part. I just part like a little bit because I like my hairline to look smaller. If I part back here, you can see like it just, my hairline looks so much larger and it accentuates that. But if this covers it, it makes my forehead look smaller. So that's why I do it. So I start on this side and I wrap this away from my face, but I don't go all the way to the end. I probably go about halfway. Same with my other hair tutorials. I pull on the strand when I'm done and it makes it a little looser. And then I take the next piece of hair. I'm taking like a chunk about this big. I don't know, maybe like, I don't really know what it is. And then I wrap this one towards my face, but I only go about halfway, same as before. And then pull. And then I just do that to my whole head. I always start and really make sure that up here I'm like going straight down with my bang, you see? Because then again, it makes my forehead look a little bit smaller. The second piece, I always go towards my head. And then we just continue on. All right, so I get my hair to about this point right here, and then I just sort of gently brush it out and then use a comb. I don't know, I'm not a hair bitch, okay? And I just really tease it all the way up through the top and the middle and the bottom so that it looks kind of, I don't know, kind of cool. You see what I mean? I think it looks cool, okay? Stop. I just do a quick spritz of hairspray. If you feel like it's too straight too, you can like take a couple pieces and just add curl a little more down so that it's not like too straight all the way to the end. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like you accidentally forgot to curl the ends of your hair. Like maybe go a little further down with one. Like that. And this is the finished look. Well, I hope you guys liked this video and I hope it was somewhat helpful for you guys and gives you guys an insight on what I do and bring with me when I go traveling places. This is the stuff that like I consistently love. The only thing new basically in this whole routine was the Light Illusion foundation from Flower Beauty, which I think is going to become a staple in my new foundation arsenal. I just think it's so beautiful. I hope you guys like it and I thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You guys can also follow me on all my other social media stuff. Everything is Raw Beauty Christy, so Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, well, I thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you at my next video. Bye! If you guys could see it outside right now, okay, so it's my gardener and he's really nice. It's fine. He comes like once every 2 weeks and cuts my grass. It is absolutely pouring down rain outside right now. I don't know why he's here. So what it claims to do, this is the conditioner, it claims to says, you guys can use Chris Kush. Ah! And this is, hello. Oh, that could have been bad. That was my Rodeo Drive highlight. But I wanted to try something different. I always wear the same lashes, and gosh darn it, I wanted to do it again. So, what? Come on, you fucking asshole. You're not empty. Where did I put it? Hello. So, now I look orange. I hate that. Why does it do this? Why? It's like beautiful and sunny out now. It was literally pouring down rain an hour ago. All right, and then once everything is, hello? For contour, bronzer, I've been using the beige. I've been using the beige. Oh my God. I almost just fucking face planted. Don't cry, buddy. Hear that? It's Maddie crying. He wants in.